finishers, 2 batsmen have to bat really well, and that's exactly what has happened in the case of Mahendra Singh Dhoni and Kedar Jadhav. Australia was certainly in the game, and at one stage 99 for 4, and even as this partnership was building up, it looked like if Australia picked up either Dhoni or Kedar Jadhav, they are in a situation to win the game, because we know Vijay Shankar has the ability but short in experience. How will he react under pressure? Jadeja, you never know what could happen. A new batsman at the crease will find it difficult, but in the end it was a good win for India.
Well, certainly a lot to cheer about in India's favour, and they emerged winners by 6 wickets, chasing down Australia's total of 236 for 7 in 48.2. We'll slip into a short break and come back with more.
Well, for the last one, he's been bowling superbly for India. Mohammad Shami today as well. 2 for 44, 2 wickets, 2 good wickets of Maxwell and Ashton Turner. They're getting both of them clean bowl as well. Shami, जो impressive चीज़ आपकी रही है कि पूरा साल rhythm बिल्कुल बरकरार है, form consistent रहा है आपका.
क्योंकि ये बहुत लंबी जर्नी है. पूरा साल हम लोगों ने एक साथ हार्ड वर्क किया है. पूरी टीम के सारे जितने भी टीममेट्स हैं इतना फ़न करते हैं और जो ट्रेनिंग करते हैं उसका एंजॉय करते हैं, और उसका रिज़ल्ट आपका ज़रूर कहीं ना कहीं आपको सामने निकल कर आता है. क्योंकि हमारी टीम ने लास्ट 3-4 साल से जो परफॉर्म किया है वो बहुत अच्छा किया है, और मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि जो आने वाला टाइम है वो हमारी टीम का ऐसे ही हम सब लोग ऐसे ही जुड़े रहें और परफॉर्म करते रहें कंट्री के लिए.
टैलेंट तो हमने देखा है, पहले सीरीज से देखा है जब वेस्ट इंडीज़ के खिलाफ आपने डेब्यू किया था, लेकिन मेरा पर्सनल ये ओपिनियन था कि अगर 3 अच्छे स्पेल हो गए तो 1-2 ठीक नहीं थे, लेकिन अभी हर स्पेल आपका 100% होता है. कहाँ कोई थोड़ी आपकी सोच बदल गई है कुछ पिछले 18 महीनों में, ऐसा कुछ हुआ है?
देखिए ज़रूर, क्योंकि बहुत अप एंड डाउन हुआ है मेरी लाइफ में, और जहाँ तक क्रिकेट का सवाल है बहुत ज़्यादा फोकस किया है इसके ऊपर, क्योंकि इसी क्रिकेट ने मुझे यहाँ पे खड़ा किया था और लाइफ मेरी जो बनाई थी. तो थैंक गॉड एवरीथिंग. बस कोशिश यही करता हूँ कि मैं अपनी टीम के लिए जितना बेस्ट दे सकूँ, जितना सोच सकूँ, जितना सारे मेंबर्स से बात कर सकूँ, क्योंकि हम जब किसी से बात करते हैं तो बहुत कुछ ना कुछ निकल कर आता है. तो स्पेशली जब एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर्स आपके सामने होते हैं तो मैं बात करना ज़्यादा पसंद करता हूँ. लास्ट के 18 महीनों में बस अपनी लेंथ और लाइन पे ज़्यादा फोकस किया और उसका रिज़ल्ट मुझे मिला है, और मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि ये कंटिन्यू रहेगा.
ये हम कई लोगों का ये भी मानना है कि आप फिटनेस पे भी आपने बहुत काम किया है. पतले तो आप बहुत लग रहे हैं मुझे पर्सनली जब मैं देखता हूँ, तो इसका कितना श्रेय देंगे आपको, आप अपने बॉलिंग को?
हाँ ज़रूर, क्योंकि देखिए जब मैं इंजरी के बाद आया था तो काफ़ी हैवी हो चुका था. 93 kg वेट हो गया था, तो बहुत मुश्किलों का सामना करना पड़ रहा था. एटलीस्ट सबसे बात करने के बाद, रिज़ल्ट देखने के बाद पता चला कि आपको वेट लूज़ करना ही होगा. बहुत हार्ड वर्क किया उसके बाद, और थैंक्स फॉर एवरीवन जो मुझे पुश करते हैं हर चीज़ के लिए और जितना प्यार करते हैं सारे टीम वाले. तो मैं बस कोशिश यही है कि जितना अपना वेट कम से कम रख सकूं और अपनी टीम के लिए ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा परफॉर्म कर सकूं, वही मेरी उम्मीद.
क्या बात है, फील्ड पे जब आपको देखते हैं तो रिलैक्स लग रहे हैं, कॉन्फिडेंट लग रहे हैं. ऐसे ही परफॉर्मेंस आपकी बरकरार रहे. ऑल द बेस्ट और कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन आज के परफॉर्मेंस के लिए.
थैंक यू.
Wonderful words there from Mohammad Shami in conversation with Sanjay Manjrekar. Certainly was a treat to watch Mohammad Shami picking up the wickets of Ashton Turner and Glenn Maxwell, which I thought really broke the final resistance barrier from the Australians, as they could reach only 236, which certainly was not enough on this track, although not the easiest ones to bat on. But Mahendra Singh Dhoni and Kedar Jadhav made sure that India reached the target without any alarms, with 6 wickets and 8 deliveries to spare. That is what was required. Mahendra Singh Dhoni unbeaten on 59, his 71st 50 plus knock in 11th against Australia. Seems to have a special liking for these Australians, and certainly going after them, especially in the past few months or weeks, should we say. 51, 55, 87, and now 59 not out. Kedar Jadhav too had reached his fifth half century. 81 not out of 87, and certainly a very, very strong candidate for the man of the match award. I don't think there is any other claimant, because among the wickets, just Shami, Bumrah and Kuldeep Yadav, all three of them picking two apiece, and hardly anything separating them. And standout performance by Kedar Jadhav without a doubt, as he went about the task with great aplomb. Everybody knows, the world knows that Mahendra Singh Dhoni has got a calm head on his shoulder, but even Kedar Jadhav showed that he had the temperament of finishing off matches in style. So as we wait for the presentation party to get ready to make the presentations here at Hyderabad, we will slip into a short break and we'll be back in a while. Well, India have finished off this match winning by 6 wickets, and the partnership of Mahendra Singh Dhoni and Kedar Jadhav yielding 141 of 152 deliveries. That's how effective they were. So I'm joined by Chetan Narula. I'm Ravikant Singh. Chetan, Dhoni we all knew, but Kedar Jadhav has emerged as his foil and works so well under pressure situations.
Absolutely, it's just the surprising package, isn't it? 9 fours and a 6. Very effective innings, 81 of 87 balls. Has that bit of unorthodox cricket about him, that he doesn't get bogged down by the situation, has that knack of picking that odd boundary, keeping the scorecard moving. And when you're batting in partnership with MS Dhoni, there's always this ability to not take on excess pressure, because somebody like Dhoni is always absorbing that pressure at the other end. So I think their partnership worked really well in tango, and Like you said, he does have the ability to surprise, which is what makes him unique, whether with the bat, and let's not forget with the ball as well. He got that wicket of Marcus Stoinis earlier in the day. There is, I think, it is an obvious call for man of the match here in Hyderabad today.
Well, there weren't too many claimants because Rohit Sharma perished first 37, Virat Kohli 44, and then MS Dhoni unbeaten 59, but Kedar Jadav's unbeaten 81 of 87 with the help of 9 boundaries and 1 6. Certainly the big standout innings of the game. Usman Khwaja also got a 50, but not really in the hunt as India pulled off a great victory with 8 balls to spare, 6 wickets still in hand. Vijay Shankar and Ravindra Jadeja yet to come out to bat, but not really required as Kedar Jadhav and MS Dhoni saw India to the finish. So we'll now join Sanjay Manjrekar for the presentation of the awards.
Big thank you to our sponsors, our title sponsor Paytm, the team sponsor Oppo, kit sponsor Nike, official partners Hyundai, Pepsi and Jana Small Finance Bank. BCCI would also like to thank the Hyderabad Cricket Association and all the other government agencies who were involved in the smooth conduct of this match. Our presentation party, starting from my immediate left, got Mr. Arman Malik of Pepsi, Mr. Anurag Adlakha, CFO Jana Small Finance Bank, Mr. Deepak Abbott, Senior Vice President, Paytm. Can I call upon Aaron Finch, the Australian captain, for a little word with us? Just help us understand the score that you put up. You won the toss, batted first. Was that a pass score considering the pitch, or you thought you were a few runs short?
I think we were always about 20 or 30 short on that wicket. I think especially after we got to 1 down after 10 overs. And then took it a little bit deeper. I think if we can have an in-batter there towards the end, that you can get a few more runs. But I thought our bowlers did an outstanding job to hang in there and continue to try and take wickets. They were just too good.
Batting, what may have bothered you would have been guys getting starts, guys getting to 50, 40, 30, 20, but not able to get the big one.
Yeah, I think if you have a guy go on and get 80 plus, it changes the game a little bit. But that happens. It's never easy. Everyone's trying to get them scores. It's not as if anyone's going out there and trying to get out. So just a little bit more attention to detail at times, and I think that we can post a bit bigger score. And we certainly tried our best there with the ball as well.
So how do you think the bowlers were able to exert that kind of a pressure in a run chase? Because the pitch had a little bit of bounce, but a lot of variation in length, a lot of cross-seam deliveries used. Just the 5 bowlers didn't feel the need to go to a 6 bowler.
No, I think that our quicks looked the most effective when they were banging the wicket, and with that came a few playing misses and things like that. Things didn't quite go away at times, but that happens in one-day cricket. When you're playing against a great side, you have to keep continuing to take wickets. If you don't get a few wickets up front, it's always tough.
Well, hard luck tonight. Next one coming very shortly, so all the best for that.
Thanks, mate.
So that was Aaron Finch, the Australian captain. Our next presentation is the Pepsi Swag Star of the match, and this goes to Mohammad Shami. 10 overs, 2 maidens, 44 runs and 2 wickets. Mr. Arman Malik from Pepsi will present a cheque of rupees 1 lakh, and there's a trophy as well, going to Mohammad Shami, the Pepsi Swag Star of the match. Right, next up, the Jana Bankable Player of the Match, and this goes to Kuldeep Yadav. He got a couple of bowlers winning awards today because, well, they restricted Australia to 236. So Mr. Anurag Adlakha will present a cheque of rupees 1 lakh and a trophy to Kuldeep Yadav. Next up, I'd like to invite the winning captain for tonight, Virat Kohli. Okay, back to winning ways. Couple of setbacks and you're on your way again.
Yeah, I mean, it was, again, a difficult sort of a game. I thought we did really well with the ball. The wicket didn't offer as much as it offered under lights, which was a surprise for all of us. But look, if you bat with intent, you get stuck in there, and you have experience with MS and, flair with Kedar. He's also a bit experienced now, but that partnership was just outstanding, and I think it was more or less a complete performance for us.
Did bowling win you the game more, or you think batting?
I think bowling, because we were always going to be in the game if we had a couple of partnerships. I think after losing 1 wicket, 76 or 80 odd run partnership between me and Rohit was crucial. Although we wanted to make it big, but unfortunately we could not. But I think that set the platform well for us, and then actually at 99 for 3, I was speaking to Ravi Bhai in there. I was like, this is good because now, these guys have to do it and they have to get us across the line. And I think the way Kedar and MS took responsibility, it was great to see. And the more we get into this frame of mind where even if the top 3 get out, we still cross the line and win games, I think we're going to be in a good position.
Yeah, especially because you made some compromise on your bowling today. You had Kedar Jadhav and Vijay Shankar being the 5th bowler. Jadeja playing after a while. Your impressions on how he bowled?
Well, amazing. I think 10 overs for less than 35 is brilliant on that sort of a pitch, which wasn't holding up as much. I think only one ball turned to Khwaja through his whole spell, but the lines he bowled, the tight lines he bowled, and he set his fields accordingly. I think it was really good to see. He was looking more confident, feeling more confident, and in the field he's a great asset as well. And even with the bat tonight, he was all geared up that I'm going to finish the game. I just want an opportunity. So he looks in a good headspace, which is great for the team.
And Kuldeep and Shami again ensuring that you get wickets in the middle stages, which has been the hallmark really of all your success. The wickets coming before the 40 overs are bowled. And today it was Kuldeep and Shami.
Yeah, brilliant again. I mean, Kuldeep's been doing it for a while, but the way Shami has come into the white ball setup after his test performances, never seen him so lean before. He's lost 5 or 6 kgs and he's just running in and bowling so well. And the lines and the lengths that he's bowling got Maxi out on 40 odd with a beautiful ball. So he has wicket-taking ability. He's looking more hungrier than ever. And heading into the World Cup, it's a great sign for Team India. If he can stay hungry like this and just look for wickets, and he has the ability to back it with Bumrah and Kuldeep and all these guys coming along, I think it's just going to be great to stand in the field and watch.
Yeah, it's all looking very good. Congratulations on the win. All the best for the next game.
Thank you. Cheers.
So that was Virat Kohli, the Indian captain. Our final presentation is the man of the match, and this goes to Kedar Jadhav. 81 of 87, 9 fours, 1 6, and some good off spin as well. 7 overs for 31 and a wicket. Mr. Deepak Abbott will use the Paytm UPI money transfer to digitally transfer the prize money of rupees 1 lakh and a trophy as well to Kedar Jadhav, the man of the match. So 7 overs, 31. Let's talk about your bowling first, because that is very interesting. And you got 1 wicket, and that 1 wicket came with your most sort of vertical arm ball that you bowled today. It was the least side arm bowling.
Yes. No, like I've always said, my bowling is all about reading batsman's mind, what he's trying to do, and according to that, whatever 2-3 options I have in my angles and in my deliveries, I try to bowl it stump to stump so that, in case batsman wants to score runs, that's fine. But if he misses or he doesn't time the ball, I have every possibility of getting the wicket. And the best part about my bowling, what I feel is, I don't think like I'm a bowler and I don't have that extra added responsibility. I enjoy my bowling, and that's it, I feel.
And maybe a little more pressure and responsibility when you come out to bat. And you batted superbly today. It's not the first time we've seen you in a run chase like this. Tell us something about the innings.
Recently only in Australia, we pulled off a similar kind of chase, so I had that back of my mind, I just had to bat till the end. And when you have, my boy at the other end, you just have to listen to him, and you're almost halfway job done there. So I just did that again today, I tried to learn a lot from him, and Chiku also. Chiku and my boy are the best chasers in the world, I feel. And there's nothing better than spending time with both of them in the middle to learn the game and improve every day. Because the kind of team this is shaping up, we all are looking forward for every game, and the intensity needs to be there every game. That's what we learn from our captain, and that's what we are looking forward to do it.
During the course of the partnership, if Mahendra Singh Dhoni wasn't there talking to you, would you have done something differently, you think?
I guess I have tried to play more shots early, but that's what he does. He tells you exactly, and he reads your mind. So there's plenty of times where you feel that this ball can be hit for a boundary. So he'll tell you, I can see that, but the team needs more solidity, and we have to bat till the end. So that is how you put it, and every time you think of the team, you automatically, most of the times, cross the line on the winning side.
Congratulations on your performance, on the award, and all the best for the next game. Well done, Kedar.
Thank you so much, Sanjay.
So that's Kedar Jadhav, our man of the match for tonight, and that's it from us, from down here.
Well, what a performance there from Kedar Jadhav. But one standout line from Kedar Jadhav. When you're batting with Mahendra Singh Dhoni, you better listen to what he says. Well, not many have command that kind of a respect.
Well, there's no doubt that when Dhoni's at the other end, he is always going to absorb immense pressure. He's going to do all your calculations for you. All you need to do is just do the job that you can do best. And Kedar Jadhav, with his unorthodox cricket, with his unorthodox shots, made sure that he was up to the tasks today. India were really struggling at one stage, despite the fact that they only were chasing 237 when Ambati Rayudu was dismissed without even 100 runs on the board. So Australia made it hard work today, but they were patient, both Jadhav and Dhoni, as always, and they did not allow pressure to get ahead of them. And full marks deserved for these two, putting on that 141-run partnership and taking India across the finish line.
Well, certainly they did it, and did it in style, winning by 6 wickets with 8 deliveries to spare, and a wonderful lead, 1-0 lead to take to the second ODI in Nagpur to be played on Tuesday. We'll take a break and discuss a little more about the Indian victory. After back-to-back losses in the T20 internationals at Vizag and Bengaluru, India back to winning ways in Hyderabad to take a 1-0 lead. But to be fair to the bowlers, I think the bowlers really set it up well for India. Wickets at the top, Finch, then picking up wickets at regular intervals, breaking the partnership, Kedar Jadhav. And Kuldeep Yadav and Shami really in the middle overs did not allow Australia to get anything away.
Absolutely. India have been targeting the middle overs in ODI cricket because they believe that if they can get wickets from the opposition during overs 11 to 40, that really puts them in the driver's seat. And we saw that today as well. 5 wickets between Shami and Kuldeep, and Kedar Jadhav, of course, picking up a wicket there as well. So 5 wickets between the 3 of them. They did not allow Australia to get away. There is no doubt that India scripted this victory first with the ball and then later with the bat. And this is remarkable because despite the fact that Jasprit Bumrah went for 60 runs in his 10 overs, how often do you see that Bumrah is expensive and yet India come up with a resolute bowling performance? So all credit goes to the Indian bowlers. At the same time, credit also goes to the Australian bowlers because on a pitch that was acting a bit too paced, they made sure that India did not get any freebies. They made the Indian batsmen work hard, as did the Australian fielders. But it was again the patience of Dhoni and Jadhav that triumphed and made sure that India crossed the finish line.
Well, one bowler who did was not among the wickets but still stood out with his figures was Ravindra Jadeja, 10 overs for 33. And the team is scoring at almost 4.72. But Jadeja made sure that he kept things tight from one end, and from the other end the wickets kept coming. It was 2 wickets for Mohammad Shami, picked up the wickets of Ashton Turner and Maxwell in successive overs for him, while before that it was Khwaja and Hanscom dismissed by Kuldeep Yadav. So that really set Australia back big time, and they could only manage 236, which India reached in the 49th over, 48.2, and 10 deliveries to spare, and that certainly showed in the performance. Kedar Jadhav banged the man of the match once again, 81 not out of 87 deliveries. We'll be taking a break and be back with looking ahead to the Nagpur game.
For it, and very rarely are bowling badly. Sometimes. Well, 3 overs here has proved that he's not quite your 5 or 6 overs bowler, and it's something Ashish also mentioned in the last.
India winning by 6 wickets with 10 deliveries to spare. That's what happened at the Rajiv Gandhi International Cricket Stadium in Hyderabad. In the next game in Nagpur, and Australia certainly would be looking to make a couple of changes. Sean Marsh, almost a certainty to walk into the side. Probably Peter Hanscom or Ashton Turner may have to go. Whereas, do you see any changes, Chetan, for India?
It depends really what the combination Virat Kohli would want to play after looking at the pitch. At times, the Nagpur pitch has turned out to be in favour of spinners. A little more grip, perhaps. Chahal was rested today, and India would want to see whether they can play the Kuldeep Yadav, Yuzvendra Chahal combination. Virat Kohli has stressed time and again that they are their frontline spinners in ODI format. So it could happen that Chahal comes back in the next game. Having said that, because they are winning and they want to continue winning, get into an early lead and maybe then start experimenting, looking ahead to the World Cup. So maybe India would just play their full strength side once again.
Well, I think the only man who possibly could be replaced is Vijay Shankar. One would have to feel for him because he didn't get a chance to bat, was tad expensive in his 3 overs, gave away 22 runs, and Kedar Jadhav admirably filled that breach with 31 runs of 7 overs. But that's one change that's likely. Yuzvendra Chahal coming in, and if you'd see a double leg spin attack, I would say a double, not a double spin attack, but a double leg spin attack. And then you have Kedar Jadhav as your backup. So that's one likely change that could possibly, although then then Jadeja would be batting at number 7 and you've got a longish tail. But that's a risk, I think, worth taking for India.
I think Vijay Shankar will continue to be part of the Indian playing 11 because his style of bowling is not suited to these conditions, but he does provide that all-round balance to the side. Even Hardik Pandya is somebody who would have taken some stick in these conditions. So Kedar Jadhav becomes really important because he then fulfills the fifth bowler's role or the fifth bowler's quota of overs. Having said that, with Vijay Shankar in the side, India are really looking to play their ideal combination for the World Cup. And once that comes through, which is that's the target. If that comes true, then they wouldn't mind not playing Vijay Shankar, perhaps experimenting with Ravindra Jadeja, playing 3 spinners in their 11. So again, it will all depend on the composition that they want to play after perhaps looking at the pitch.
Well, definitely the Nagpur game on Tuesday could be an indicator because don't see Siddharth Kaul coming in just yet into the side. He did get a game in the T20s, but Siddharth Kaul, he is there in the squad, but and so does Rishabh Pant. But would you like a change at the top of the order? Lokesh Rahul in place of either Rohit Sharma or Shikhar Dhawan?
Not really, because in a bid to give KL Rahul chances early on in the T20 series, they did not allow Shikhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma to string their partnership together. They only have 4 more matches. Both of them look really rusty at the moment. Yes, they will have the IPL to play and perhaps can gain some rhythm. But again, your habits in ODIs and T20s are quite different. They matter a lot if you can have some differentiation in the game. So in that sense, really, it is imperative that Shikhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma together score runs for a few matches together. And then maybe if India go ahead in the series or are in a winning position in the series, maybe they can then experiment with someone like KL Rahul or even Rishabh Pant.
Well, a lot of tweaking still happening in the teams as they make their final preparations for the 2019 World Cup to be played in England starting on the 30th of May. And certainly India looking the more settled side at the moment, although the final 15 has not been announced for the World Cup and it may not be announced. The deadline, of course, is the 30th of April, so they will take their time before naming that because with the IPL getting underway, fitness issues could also crop up and replacements will have to be cleared by the ICC in case of an injury to a player during the tournament. But all that is a matter of conjecture at the moment. But we'll say goodbye from Hyderabad and join you at 12:30 p.m. from Jamtha in Nagpur. At the moment, sit back and enjoy the highlights.
Rohit Sharma has hit the most number of sixes in the ODIs played between the two teams. Rohit has struck 66 sixes in the ODI matches that have been played between India and Australia before the upcoming series. The record of hitting the most number of sixes in a single match also belongs to Rohit Sharma. The hit man struck 16 sixes in a single match that
3 deliveries, first 6 for Khwaja, first 6 of the game. Vijay Shankar once again to Marcus Stoinis outside the off stump, and this time he's cut away and found the gap between deep point and third man. Nobody can stop it. 1 more 4, so the boundary is starting to come easily in the last 3 overs. He's pulled it back just a bit. What is he going to bowl now? It's Shankar once again to Stoinis, who smashes it down the ground. Mid-off has no chance. Expensive over for Shankar once again. 2 boundaries already. 57 for 1 now. 5th boundary for Stoinis.
Belts again, and Usman Khawaja just reverse sweeping into the gap, and it goes away from the fielder, and that's 4 more to Khawaja. A terrific shot.
Khwaja was trying to sweep it a bit too fine.
Dhoni had moved down the leg side in a flash, and this time outside the edge, cut very, very fine. Third man has absolutely no chance. 4 runs for Khwaja. That's what he wanted to do earlier, but couldn't. And this time he connected very fine.
And that's out as Jadav's short ball, and Marcus Stoinis has hit it straight to Virat Kohli. And the dreaded number 87 strikes for Australia. And Stoinis is gone, and Australia 87 for 2. Kedar Jadhav has the second wicket, and Stoinis is dejected after hitting a rank short ball straight to Virat Kohli. He's gone, and it's 87 for 2. Stoinis out for 37 of 53 balls.
Especially with Glenn Maxwell to come in this in his big form. This is up in the air. The fielder's interested, and it's caught. Usman Khwaja holds out, came down the track, gave the ball some air, and it looks like it was Vijay Shankar. Yes, it was, who had to cover some ground from deep mid-wicket. He was a bit square, but that was a fantastic catch. And Khwaja is dismissed just when we were talking about the importance of him staying at the wicket. Kuldeep Yadav has struck. This time on the off stump, just a bit of room there, and Maxwell drives it on the up. That's a diving effort from the fielder in the deep. Shikhar Dhawan making ground from the deep point position, but even if he got a hand to it, not able to stop, and the ball touches the ropes for a boundary. So the first boundary for Glenn Maxwell. It was a good shot given the pace and the bounce of the delivery on the up, and found the gap, playing it away from the fielder. And a welcome boundary for Australia after losing 2 quick wickets before the 100-run mark. It's 109 for 3 not out. 109 for 3. Maxwell not out on 6 at the moment. He'll be facing Bumrah once again with a slip in position.
Next one from Jasprit Bumrah. Outside edge and flies past Rohit Sharma between, still look almost like catchable height, but to his left. And Rohit Sharma a little late to react, and that certainly is a reprieve for Glenn Maxwell.
I thought he was waiting for MS Dhoni to react there. Kuldeep this time to Maxwell, who drives past Virat Kohli at extra cover, and the fielder at long off will not be able to cut it off. Third boundary for Maxwell, and suddenly his strike rate is over 100 again. 14 not out of 12. 118 for 3. Brilliant timing on that one, and certainly for he's a man in form. Hanscom, in fact, they took 3 runs, so it saved just the 1 run. Hanscom is now on strike on 14. The slip goes out, outside the off stump. He's cut it away. Brilliant shot that from Hanscom. Brought the blade down in a flash and played it wide off the fielder at third man, who could only try and chase it but was unsuccessful. And it's a first boundary for Hanscom, who's moved on to 18. It's 126 for 3, and suddenly feels like Australia are galloping.
The score for Australia, so we'll have to see how far Glenn Maxwell can push it as he's taking strike, and this time he cuts it well past the cover fielder into the boundary. Nobody moved. Great timing from Glenn Maxwell, and that's the boundary to start off the over. 132 for 3 now, Australia, and Maxwell has galloped to 22. 4th boundary from him, and almost a blink of an eye. Just walked into bat, I thought.
Kuldeep Yadav, 97 for 3 was the last wicket. And then Maxwell has come down the track, totally missed it. In fact, it was Peter Hanscom, beg your pardon. Was not able to take a single off the last ball, and bamboozled there by Kuldeep Yadav. End of 30 overs, it's 133 for 4. It's been a fine recovery from the young wrist spinner, who was taken for runs in his first 2 overs, but now has rocked back with 2 wickets. 6 and over now gets them to 243. 8 and over from here gets them to 276. And that's what Australia will be looking at as long as Maxwell's there. And he finds the gap this time between cover and extra cover. Backed off and just short of length from Kuldeep. Smashed it through the offside for a boundary. 2 runs from this over. So 8th over now for Jadeja. It's none for 22 for so far. Dropped it short this time. Ashton Turner pulls it. There's nobody in the deep. Bit of chase there, but gives up. And that is a 4 for Australia, 154 for 4, and the first boundary in ODI cricket for Ashton Turner. He moves into double figures, 10 of 10. The fifth over that Shami is bowling, so still that 1 over remaining from that fifth bowler that India need to take care of. As a short delivery back of length from Shami. Ashton Turner very happy to pull it, finds the gap on the leg side. In fact, it's 6. It's carried all the way. Full-blooded shot from Turner. First 6 for him. 17 of 40 now. It's 161 for 4.
You have to use and there it is, a wicket for Mohammad Shami, and that is the end of Ashton Turner's resistance. Gone for 21, a 4 and a 6 in that 21 of 23, but debutant Ashton Turner has been dismissed by Mohammad Shami. Clean bowled, missed the ball completely, trying to hit it through the line, and Shami strikes. No balls, yes, but the ones that were... Oh, and he's cleaned them up! That will be the end of Glenn Maxwell. Mohammad Shami has done it. 5 dot balls and a wicket. That is a wicket maiden. How good is that over as a crucial period in this match? Well, it's not actually a wicket maiden. There was a wide, but there is 5 dot balls in this over. But the valuable wicket of Glenn Maxwell.
Bumrah runs up, bowls, and it's played down the ground, and it's timed really well by Nathan Coulter-Nile, and it speeds away to the boundary. Terrific timing. And it'll carry on the reverse sweep, and he's picked the gap behind backward point, and they'll go all the way to the boundary for 4. A much needed boundary for Australia.
Well, a very brave Alex Carey there, I must say, because taking on Kedar Jadhav bowling right arm round the stumps and then going for a reverse sweep is dangerous, because if you miss, the likelihood of Kedar Jadhav hitting the stumps is quite high. The umpire's business.
Bumrah bowls, and Coulter-Nile French cuts down past Dhoni for a boundary. Oh, Jasprit Bumrah has got a big smile on his face in Australia.
This time fuller drive from Alex Carey. He's found the gap between cover and extra cover. Gets that boundary that Australia have been looking for in this over. They need at least a couple boundaries every over now. His second boundary, he's moved on to 18, 209 for 6.
And we've got about a dozen policemen at this end who are busy watching cricket rather than doing what they must be doing.
Shami to Coulter-Nile, fully in the block hole, and he's rocked back and smashed it, taken the aerial route. Shikhar Dhawan was up in the circle, and with that boundary at the end of 47 overs, it's 216 for 6. So another slow delivery, just turning his fingers at the time of delivery. This time down the leg side and clipped off his pads. Is it running away for another 4? Yes, it is. There's nobody down in the deep to cut it off. Back-to-back 4s for Alex Carey. His 5th boundary. He moves on to 34. 235. Not the best targets in ODI cricket, but if they can make some early inroads in the Indian batting lineup, it can be challenging as well. Bumrah coming over the wicket now to the right-hander. This time it's high up in the air. Long on, in fact, will be interested. And it is taken in the deep. Second wicket for Jasprit Bumrah. Nathan Coulter-Nile caught by Virat Kohli at long on. But Australia finished with 236 for 7. Never able to get away from the Indian bowling, losing wickets at regular intervals.
This is the highlight show. The highlight show.
Well, left arm over the wickets. It's Jason Beredoff to Rohit Sharma. First delivery onto the leg in middle, and we are up and running. This ball is running away to the fence, and India start off with a boundary of the very first delivery. First delivery from Nathan Coulter-Nile to Shikhar Dhawan. Right arm over the wicket, outside the off stump, and it's time straight. 2 point, and that is first wicket for Australia. Trying to play square, headed straight into the hands of the fielder, and Glenn Maxwell doesn't miss those. Australia won the toss and opted to bat first. Stipulated 50 overs yielded 236 for the loss of 7 wickets, and this time outside the off stump, guided away between point and backward point to the fence, 4 runs. Reaching out for that one was Rohit Sharma and connected very well. Last ball of this over, and this time again played off square. Third man may be able to cut it off. No, he won't. Just a little too quick for him. 5 overs bowled. India move on to 14 for 1. Rohit Sharma on 13.
Kohli faces Coulter-Nile. He bowls, and this one's off his hips, and it's placed beautifully to the boundary for 4.
That one really flew off the blade. Coulter-Nile making the mistake of straying onto the pads of Virat Kohli, and that is bread and butter for Virat Kohli.
He faces Coulter-Nile, and it's short, and he helps this on its way, and it's speeding to the boundary, and it gets there in a flash. 4 more to Kohli, and India 22 for 1.
Well, I think Nathan Coulter-Nile is making a mistake here, experimenting with too many things.
Shape on the ball that leaves the right-handers. Behrendorff in, and Sharma hits him over the top. Has it gone all the way? No, just one bounce and into the fence for 4, but he's on the march. India 26 for 1.
Lovely in the dark, and this time a pull into the fence. 6 runs. So Rohit, I beg your pardon, it's Virat Kohli on strike, and Kohli is no mood to hang around.
He's looked brilliant the moment he walked in. Took a little bit of time to open his account, took 8 deliveries. But this one, pitched in shot. But Virat, he's got different ideas, stepping out this time and hitting it down the ground for another boundary, Virat. What a class act this guy is.
Well, that's the second boundary from the Indian captain, when nobody on the field moved before the ball reached the boundary.
As back of length from Zampa, Kohli rocks back and smashes it through mid-wicket. Chase by the fielder, I think that was Marcus Stoinis, but he'll not be able to cut it off, and that's a boundary. 4th boundary for Virat Kohli. He's moved on to 29 of 35 balls, 6 in there as well. India now 62 for 1. This time thickish outside edge. Virat Kohli had rocked back, trying to cut it away. There was no third man. The wide gully up in the circle. So easy boundary, and that's his 5th boundary. He's moved on into his 40s now. Zampa once again to Kohli. This time loud appeal. Was that the wrong one? Virat Kohli was on his front foot. He says no, they are going for DRS, or are they? Yes, they are.
Virat Kohli's gone, and that's the wicket Australia was looking for. And well done, Adam Zampa. He's stuck to his guns. He's kept it tight. He got a flashy boundary, did Virat Kohli earlier, but he's dismissed for 44. He's learned from that.
This time he's scooped it up in the air. This could be out. Aaron Finch getting underneath it. Yes, cups it and catches it. Rohit Sharma was looking for the big shot. He's not been scoring too many runs. 5 dots in this over, and just tried to chip it. Checked his shot perhaps at the last time. In the end, it resulted in a scoop, and he is now gone for 37 of 66. India 95 for 3. That's an outside edge, and finger goes up. Yes, Adam Zampa strikes again. Turning away from Raidu's outside edge. He defended, prodded, got the nick though. Zampa knew, went up straight away, as did the umpire's finger. India lose their 4th wicket. Zampa's got 2. MS Dhoni this time up in the air. The fielder will not get to it. Is that a 4 or 6? Waiting for the umpire's signal. He's gone for 4. Short delivery from Pat Cummins. Rising on MS Dhoni. He just played it along. A pull shot. Fine leg fielder was a bit square, so no stopping that. 1st boundary for MS Dhoni. He's moved on to 7. The score is 105 for 4.
The bat before he was castled by Mohammad Shami. Zampa bolts a short ball, and that's hammered by Kedar Jadhav out towards mid-wicket. Couple of bounces and to the boundary for 4.
Superb shot from Jadhav.
Zampa bowls to Jadhav, who hits him inside out over the cover region. 1 bounce for 4. And 29 overs gone. India 121 for 4.
Onside and over Glenn Maxwell. That will go to the boundary. A welcome boundary from Kedar Jadhav, and the crowd cheers finally a boundary.
Hey, he's a short man. So find a lot of these short batsmen, very good square of the wicket on both sides. They play the cut and the full shot really well.
Barrendorf, and this time is clipped it towards the mid-wicket fence. It will be 4 runs. As you said, he is now winding up for the big hits.
Short signs at the very first ball. And he picked up the short ball very, very early. He played it at least a meter in front of him so he can hit it towards mid-wicket. Had he waited for the ball to come onto him, he would have hit it to square leg for a single. This is very good batting from Mahendra Singh Dhoni and needs to kick on with a few more of these.
New over by Jason Barrendorf, who's coming perhaps for his final spell. None for 34 from 8. This time on the leg stump, and Dhoni clips it off his legs for a boundary. The fine leg fielder is a bit square, and that is a third 4 for MS Dhoni. 157 for 4 now. 79 from 77. That's the equation. Here's again Kultanile from the pavilion end to Dhoni, who's gone up in the air. There's nobody in the deep, and he will clear the boundary as well. That's a 6. India were begging for that big hit for a release boundary, and Dhoni has come up with the goods. First 6 for him. He's moved on to 35, 164 for 4. This time again outside edge, but this will run away for 4. Try to play towards the leg side, leading edge. There's nobody at third man, nobody to cut it off. Second boundary in this over, a 6 and a 4. 10 runs already of 4 deliveries. 168 for 4.
Well, the last couple of overs has been very good for Australia. Not too many runs leaked.
Yes, Zampa holding it tight, and now Cummins as well. Last delivery this time, short of length, and Jadhav takes the aerial route. He'll find the boundary at deep mid-wicket. That's what India needed. 6 of this over. 54 needed of 52 deliveries. This time Fuller on the off stump. He's driven it down the ground. Will it beat the fielder? Yes, it does. Mid-on. Kultanile at mid-on dove to his left but could not cut it off. That's a boundary that India were looking for. Jadhav 147 now. 6th 4 for him. It's 187 for 4.
Yep, they were the difference that night in a packed MCG, and they're proving to be the difference here tonight. Stoinis bowls, and Jadhav works it down towards fine leg. That would be his 50. He's coming back for 2. It goes through MS Dhoni's end, but it's difficult to run him out. And well played, Kedar Jadhav. He acknowledges all the fans who are up on their feet. He's 51 from 67 balls with 6 boundaries, and India 194 for 4 after 43.
As Cummins comes into bowl his third delivery.
And this one's uppercut over the top of Alex Carey, down to the boundary for 4. A wry smile by Kedar Jadhav. He knows the victory is in sight.
Stoinis for the 5th time in this over. This time pulled away behind square, 4 runs. Siva, you called it. Whenever India needs a boundary, Kedar Jadhav is there to deliver. Adam Zampa to Kedar Jadhav once again. This time outside the off-stump, going over the cover fielder, 4 runs. Kedar Jadhav likes to do it and do it in style.
Amazing batting this under pressure. And batting at number 6 is not an easy position.
Chasing Australia's 236 for 7. India still 16 away from victory. 18 balls to go. Mahendra Singh Dhoni on strike on 41 as a cheer goes up from the crowd, expecting a 71st 50-plus knock from the former Indian captain. Nathan Kultanile it is, pushed away towards mid-off, and that is a half-century for Mahendra Singh Dhoni. 11th half-century against Australia and 34th while chasing. That's how good it's been at the end.
Very good half century, and not very often you'll find Mahendra Singh Dhoni playing second fiddle to another batsman. He's done exactly that. He's batting on 50 or 68. Deliveries, 4 4s and a 6.
Kedar Jadhav now on strike. This time goes over the top, and that's into the stands. 6 runs, and what a time to get it. End of 48 overs, India 232 for 6.
What a hit. Really, really good hit. First 6 for Kedar Jadhav. He kept deep mid-wicket. There was long on which is brought to mid-on, and the ball was bowled up.
Can they save the one? Well, Dhoni decides, if you come in, I go over the top, and India won this match by 6 wickets.
Highlight Show. The Highlight Show.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot, will go for it, and will plant an absolute cracker into the corner to put the icing on what is a very sweet tasting cake for Manchester City.
And you are just one click away.
Sergio Aguero. Oh, that's vicious! Unstoppable!
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
One team on path of setting new records. Another made history in the past. And now, one more time. These two teams will fight each other to prove their might. 2 T20s, 5 ODIs, Australia Tour of India. Don't miss live commentary with cricket experts on Sports Flashes Radio, the global audio broadcaster of BCCI. Tune in now to Sports Flashes Radio, the world's biggest sports radio channel. You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. You are listening to Sports Flashes live.